Welcome to Ask Prep, your trusted companion for UPSC and IAS preparation. Today, we turn our focus to an essential and transformative topic in ethics and society, which is gender equality in India. Gender equality is a critical component of building a just, inclusive, and progressive society. It ensures equal opportunities and rights for individuals across all genders, fostering equity in education, employment, politics, and social practices. For UPSC aspirants, understanding gender equality is vital as it intersects with themes like social justice, constitutional provisions, human rights, and Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). Despite India's constitutional guarantees promoting gender equality, systemic barriers such as patriarchy, socio-economic disparities, and cultural norms continue to hinder progress. Through this session, we'll explore the current status of gender equality in India, key constitutional provisions, government initiatives, challenges, and actionable solutions. By delving into this topic, you'll develop a nuanced understanding of how gender equality drives economic growth, social harmony, and national development. So, without further delay, let's get started. Introduction: Gender equality is the cornerstone of a progressive, inclusive, and just society. It entails providing equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities to all individuals, regardless of gender, in every sphere of life: social, economic, political, and cultural. In India, gender equality is enshrined in the Constitution, reflecting the nation's commitment to justice and equality. However, despite constitutional guarantees and progressive laws, India continues to face significant gender disparities due to deep-rooted patriarchal norms, socio-economic inequalities, and systemic barriers. Addressing these challenges is crucial not only for empowering women and marginalized genders but also for fostering sustainable development, economic growth, and social harmony. Gender equality in India is, therefore, both a moral imperative and a practical necessity for national progress. Constitutional and legal framework for gender equality: India's commitment to gender equality is reflected in its constitution and various laws. Constitutional provisions. Article 14 ensures equality before the law. Article 15(1) prohibits discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Article 15(3) permits affirmative action for women and children. Article 39(a) promotes equal rights to livelihood for men and women. Article 42 provides for just and humane conditions of work and maternity relief. Legislative measures: the Equal Remuneration Act, 1976, ensures equal pay for equal work. The Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act, 2013, protects women from workplace harassment. The Maternity Benefit Act, 1961, provides paid maternity leave and related benefits. Status of gender equality in India: education. While female literacy rates have improved, the gender gap in literacy persists. According to the 2011 census, the literacy rate was 65.46% for women compared to 82.14% for men. Factors like early marriage, societal norms, and lack of access to schools hinder girls' education. Economic participation. Women's participation in the workforce is significantly low, with only 25.1% of Indian women in the labor force, PLFS 2022-21. Gender pays gaps, unpaid domestic work, and lack of opportunities further exacerbate the issue. Health. High maternal mortality rates and limited access to reproductive health care highlight gender inequalities in health. Preference for male children leads to skewed sex ratios, as evident in the 2011 census: 943 females per 1,000 males. Political representation. Women constitute only 14% of the Lok Sabha and 10.5% of the Rajya Sabha as of 2022. The long-pending Women's Reservation Bill seeks to reserve 33% of seats for women in legislatures. Key challenges to gender equality in India: patriarchal mindset. Deep-rooted societal norms favor male dominance, limiting women's opportunities and freedoms. Violence against women. high rates of crimes, including domestic violence, sexual harassment, and human trafficking, hinder women's safety and equality. Economic dependence. Women's economic dependence on men limits their decision-making power within families and communities. Cultural barriers. Practices like dowry, child marriage, and honor killings perpetuate inequality. Digital divide. Women and girls in rural areas often lack access to technology, limiting their access to education and employment opportunities. Government initiatives for gender equality. The Indian government has launched several schemes and programs to bridge the gender gap. Beti Bachao Beti Padhao (BBBP) focuses on improving the child-sex ratio and promoting education for girls. Mahila Shakti Kendra empowers rural women through skill development and employment opportunities. Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana (PMMVY) provides financial incentives to pregnant women for better health and nutrition. One-stop centers offers support services to women facing violence. Stand Up India scheme promotes entrepreneurship among women and marginalized communities. Role of civil society and NGOs. Non-governmental organizations and civil society groups have played a pivotal role in advancing gender equality through advocacy for policy changes, campaigns against gender-based violence, providing skill training and employment opportunities to women, awareness programs on women's rights and legal remedies. International commitments and influence. India is a signatory to various international conventions and frameworks promoting gender equality. Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW. Sustainable Development Goal 5. Achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. Participation in global movements like Hush Me Too and He4She. Solutions to promote gender equality in India. 1. Education. Ensuring universal access to quality education for girls is a critical step in achieving gender equality. Education empowers girls, provides them with the skills needed for economic independence, and helps shift societal norms that often limit their potential. Reduce dropout rates. Many girls in rural or economically disadvantaged areas drop out of school due to factors like early marriage, household chores, and gender discrimination. Programs like Beti Bachao Beti Padhao focus on both promoting education for girls and addressing these underlying factors. Incentivize girls' education. Scholarships, free uniforms, and midday meal schemes can make education more accessible for girls, particularly in remote and economically backward regions. Improve quality of education. In addition to access, the quality of education must be improved with gender-sensitive curriculums and safe learning environments for girls. Economic empowerment. Economic independence is a significant factor in achieving gender equality. Promoting women's participation in the workforce and entrepreneurship can help reduce the gender gap in economic outcomes. Skill training. Government programs like Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana (PMKVY) should prioritize skill development for women, especially in non-traditional sectors such as technology, engineering, and manufacturing. This helps women access better-paying jobs and climb the career ladder. Flexible work policies. Employers should be encouraged to adopt flexible working hours and work-from-home options to support working women, especially those with caregiving responsibilities. This will help retain women in the workforce. Pay parity. Gender-based pay disparity remains a significant issue. The government should enforce existing laws related to equal pay for equal work and create mechanisms for ensuring compliance in both private and public sectors. Support for women entrepreneurs. Government-backed programs, such as Stand Up India and Mudra, provide financial support and access to credit for women entrepreneurs. This promotes women's leadership in business and encourages innovation. Legal reforms. Legal reforms are essential for tackling gender-based violence, ensuring equal rights, and improving women's participation in governance. Strengthen laws against gender-based violence. Strengthening and enforcing laws against domestic violence, sexual harassment, and trafficking will create safer environments for women. Fast-track courts for crimes against women and gender-sensitive policing are also crucial. Effective implementation of laws. Despite strong legal frameworks like the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, 2005, and the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act, 2013, many women still face challenges accessing justice. Law enforcement and the judiciary need to be sensitized to handle cases of gender violence more effectively and empathetically. Pass the Women's Reservation Bill. The Women's Reservation Bill, which aims to reserve 33% of seats in parliament and state assemblies for women, should be passed to ensure greater political representation. This will encourage women to take up leadership roles and ensure that policies are more inclusive. Healthcare access and support. Women's health is often neglected in India, and improving healthcare access is vital for promoting gender equality. Reproductive rights. Provide women with greater access to family planning services, maternal health care, and reproductive rights information. This will empower women to make informed decisions about their bodies and families. Mental health support. Women's mental health is often overlooked, with stigma around seeking help. Providing accessible mental health resources, especially in rural areas, is crucial for promoting overall well-being. Gender sensitization and education for men and boys. To break gender stereotypes, educating men and boys about gender equality is essential. Sensitization programs should start in schools, colleges, and workplaces to foster a culture of equality, respect, and empathy. Conclusion: gender equality is not just a fundamental right but a prerequisite for a progressive and inclusive society. While India has made strides in bridging gender disparities, persistent challenges require a multifaceted approach involving government policies, civil society efforts, and active public participation. Empowering women and ensuring equal opportunities can unlock India's true potential and pave the way for sustainable and equitable development. At AskPrep, we aim to bring such insights to help you prepare better for your UPSC and IAS examinations. Thank you. This is AskPrep, Ask Us Anything, your guide to mastering UPSC and IAS preparation. Let's decode complex topics and simplify your journey to success.